In progress.
Okay, good morning. We'll call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Commission to order. Today is May 17, 2023. It is 9:12 a.m. Thanks to yours truly. I apologize for that. But that being said, we do not have anyone here for the public comment period. And so if one of you gentlemen would like to begin with the motion.
All right. I'd like to make a motion we review and waive the reading of the April 19th, 2023 minutes. Motion to approve or amend.
That motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against? The motion does carry.
Upon review of the exonerations as presented by the Nicholas County Assessor, move to approve accordingly.
Okay, that motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against? The motion does carry.
Upon review of the state and fiduciary matters as presented by the Nicholas County Clerk, move to approve accordingly unless otherwise noted.
Okay, that motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against? The motion does carry.
Upon submission of budget revisions received from the elected officials and department heads, the Commission will take appropriate action as deemed necessary.
Okay, that motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against? The motion does carry.
Upon review of invoices as submitted by various departmental offices, the Commission will take the appropriate action as deemed necessary.
Okay, that motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. Now we have with us Cassandra Lawson, the Senior Project Specialist for Region 4 Planning and Development Council. First up, we have a CDBG time extensions for the following projects. The Birch River PSD, Mill Creek Waterline Extension, and the Hinkle Mountain Broadband Expansion.
Yes. So what we're just asking is for your support in submitting a letter requesting that each project be extended by a period of a year to June 30, 2024. Currently, the grants award periods are through 2023. The Mill Creek project, we're just waiting on the development office to approve the environmental report that we've prepared. As soon as we have their authorization, we can put that in the paper. And that's really the last thing that has to happen before the project can advertise for bids. So we hope to see it possibly under contract this summer. So that's really exciting. And the broadband project, I know we've talked about it for a long time, but we really are getting somewhere. It's in a similar situation. We're still working through a scope change to remove the Little Laurel component. They've asked for some additional narrative and that sort of thing to support that, but we don't foresee any issue with it because they are adequately served by Chantel. And same thing with the Fonzie. We need to get the blessing of the development office and run that ad. Also waiting on the operation and maintenance agreement still, but we have had some recent conversations about it. So, and that's where we're at. We just need to jump through the hoops to request one more year.
So with the removal of Little Laurel, is that going to change the, will there be an overage in funding? Are we going to be able to shift that over and do more on Hinkle Mountain? How's that going to play out? Will they have to lay out the financial aspect of the project?
Yeah, so we just got an updated cost estimate last week, but to be honest, I haven't had a chance to look at it. And I imagine it's probably going to be less than what we need. So what we'll probably hope for is that they'll allow us to keep the funds so that we have like some padding.
Right.
So that if we do have an overrun, we don't have to go back and ask for more money.
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't know that they would let us extend the service any further. I just don't know. I
But
think
any,
currently,
I don't want to use the word novelties, but anything that we could put in, like, because like spare parts and stuff. Because when I talked to, it was like the VP of Operations for the state of West Virginia with Frontier, they said that typically 30% of your cost is installation and 70% of your 10-year cost is maintenance. So I don't know if there's any, like, if there's, electronic components involved, if a spare can be bought, circuit packs or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe kind of beef that part up to reduce the other 70% over the next 10 years.
I don't know for sure. Where my mind goes is the operation is going to be the responsibility of the internet service provider, and I just don't know if they would allow the purchase. I mean, if it was, actually if the county was receiving the equipment, then I think it would probably be like a different.
Yeah, as long as that's on them,
situation.
then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know that they will.
Okay.
We'll definitely try. We'll try to spend every dollar we can
Right.
though.
Understood.
Yep.
That being said, is there a motion for the first item on
So
Ms. Lawson's list?
Make a motion.
Yes.
Did we provide that extension letter?
Okay. Commissioner Roberts made that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry. Up next, we have the Birch River PSD Wilson Ridge Waterline Extension Project, Resolution Number 11.
So this is the final resolution for the Wilson Ridge project. It is 100% complete. Yes, this is it. This closes it out. And very excited to announce that the final overage did come in underestimated. So the Nicholas County Commission's commitment, I think, was not to exceed $6,750. Final tally is $4,810.27 from the commission. And we did do the percentages that we talked about. Nicholas County was 15, but it was really, it worked out well for the other two counties as well.
Right.
Because it came in under for everyone, so.
It's always a good thing.
Yep.
Bless you. Okay, is there a motion on resolution number 11?
So moved.
That motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry. And up next, we have the City of Richwood Hinkle Mountain Little Laurel Water Extension Project, Resolution Number 14.
So resolution 14 includes payment for contracts 1, 2, and 3, engineering services, administration services, and also they had to have Mon Power do some work at the booster station that's going to pump the water up Lynn Street onto the mountain. So also billing for that. The Nicholas County Commission's portion of the funding will be for contract 1, which is the Little Laurel segment of the project. The amount of $77,316.39. Altogether, with all of the funding sources combined, the resolution's $570,579.01. I don't know why I can't get that out, but. And based on the amount that the contractors have been paid to date, including this payment, the Little Laurel extension is 60% complete, Hinkle Mountain 67, the Hinkle Mountain tank is 27, and the water plant it's only at 9%. There were really long lead times.
What's the 9%?
The water plant. There are a lot
The
of
plant.
improvements at the
Okay.
plant.
Yeah.
Yep.
You said the tank will probably go quickly once the weather's
Yeah.
broken.
Yep.
It's ground prep.
We hadn't had a pay estimate from them for a while, and so I think that means they're starting to gear back up.
Right.
Yep.
What's your
And-
estimated completion date?
The original completion date was 365 days. I think it closed on like June the 16th, so we are coming up on that year mark. But I do anticipate that we'll see some extensions. So I can report that back to you on the next one. Especially with that water plant. I have to ask the engineer when they actually anticipate the materials being delivered and then how long the actual, implementation will take.
Okay, is there a motion on resolution number 14 concerning the water extension project?
Yes.
Motion's on the floor by Commissioner Chapman. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry. And do you have anything for us to sign and everything? That's all the list for us, right?
All I've got. These two. And then do we want to talk about Sugar Grove or do I just need to catch up with Mary or?
Yes, let's talk about Sugar Grove.
I don't want to forget.
He doesn't either.
Well, I guess I already had, right? I guess that Senator Capito has the program of rural water development, it's like $60 million. And just want to verify and see if that, or any other communities in the county might apply for that.
Now, when we say rural development, well, because you say capital, I want to be clear. Are we talking about the earmarks, the congressionally directed spending requests?
No, it's supposed to just be I can forward you what we got on it. It's supposed to just be a fund established for projects like this.
So what I wonder is if it's just USDA's typical program that they have through rural development for water and wastewater. I don't know that they've carved out any special programs, but I could be mistaken. The thing with USDA's typical program for water is they generally don't do 100% grant.
Right.
They generally do a grant loan mix. But their director at the state level is really wonderful to coordinate with. I'm sure we can talk to her and see what they're willing to do.
Well, maybe just to revisit that, because I guess that community especially has been talked about for some time.
And I'm sure we have some old information on it. I would be interested to see
Red
an
Deering,
updated cost.
does that sound familiar? I think that's who she said.
Is it Wilderness? Would they be
Yeah.
served by Wilderness?
Yes.
They don't work with them a whole lot directly.
Okay.
Leslie Taylor of our office does.
I got you.
Red passed away several years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just not as familiar with their board.
Is that an extension for Golly River or? Is that what that is, an extension for Golly River? That's where Red was.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they're having all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now they've got a project funded that will at least correct some of the issues so that they can get additional water from Summersville, so that if they have problems at the prison, Summersville is an option for them.
Actually, there was a hearing in June for them to be declared a distressed public utility. There was somebody, the PSC's staff is wanting someone to take them out.
Yeah, so what I'll
It's been
do,
unfortunate.
the city actually won't approve the resolution until tomorrow for Richwood. So I can send you all of this
Summersville
after
and-
they sign it.
We have with us now Ms. Lee Rose and Ms. Crystal Hanks with the Nicholas County Fair Board Budget Committee with a request of support for fair security.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Michelle Underwood, which is the president of the Fair Board, she cannot be here due to a prior work engagement. But she has worked tirelessly along with the board and committee members to revive and plan the fair in a very short period of time. We are here to share exciting updates on the 98th Annual Nicholas County Fair. The fair is back July 19th through the 22nd. Due to generous donations from the community members and businesses, we can make the fair not only fun, but affordable for all this year. The gate admission will be $10 and $8 for seniors. Children under 2 are going to be free. This price will include all entertainment and all rides, so no hand stamps or tickets this year. The Fair Queen will be crowned the 17th of June. We have active volunteer board as well as active committee members and volunteers from the community. As I said, in a short period of time, we've been able to revive, plan, and organize the fair. The fair from the past, like when we were kids. 4 days of family-friendly fun and excitement. We have entertainment such as the Davison Brothers, Chase Likens, Lords of Leicester, Cameron Boggs, Blankenship Family, and the Adam Young Band. We have horse and goat shows, tractor shows, a petting zoo, rides from M&L Amusement, great food, a variety of exhibits including art, canned food, canned goods, baked goods, and quilts. And we also have a dunk tank from Hillbilly Bathtubs. And I know we have a commitment from Commissioner Cole and Commissioner Roberts to join the dunk tank. And
You're the only one left.
And I'm-
Actually, we both nominated Craig, I think.
So I'm sure
What is
we
it?
have-
Both nominated him.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure we have him on. I'm sure you want to be involved in that as well, right, Commissioner Chapman? Do we have your commitment?
He said, we'll see.
No answer is an answer. Just remember.
Can't swim.
We can give him a floaty.
Yeah, right. Gifty. There you go.
We also have phase painting, a variety of games for the kids, and of course volunteers for the dunk tank. And we have bingo all 4 days, in which the Rotary's going to volunteer for bingo. So that will be a lot of fun. It'll bring in a lot of people. So along with this update, we also want the commission to be aware that safety of our community members is a top priority. We want this to be a fun and enjoyable time for all, with safety and security in mind. Per the contract with M&L Amusements, we're required to have 2 police officers in the Midway. Michelle's going to be going to the city to speak about that. We also feel that security at the gate is necessary, so we can be vigilant as to what people are bringing onto the fairgrounds. We're approaching the commission today for your expertise in this area. We have Michael Underwood, retired West Virginia State Trooper, assisting with logistics. He recommended Kramer Security, and he's received a quote for all 4 days. They normally charge $25 an hour, but they're giving us a discount for $19 an hour for all 4 days, which is a total of $5,400. We're coming to you because we know that safety of our citizens is your top priority as well. And we're asking for either a donation towards hiring a security team or other ideas or suggestions you may have regarding security. The community has been generous with their time and talents to save the fair. We have volunteers in all areas to work all 4 days. We just feel that security is an area that we need trained professionals to protect those attending and to have watchful eyes so parents and kids can relax and have a safe time knowing that we have the security presence. We understand this is a big ask, and we know you've been generous to so many organizations, and we truly appreciate all you do for the community. If you will consider assisting us if your budget permits, if not, maybe you can partner with us in some way to make this a top priority. The community has really rallied around saving this fair. Any consideration would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time and attention. We appreciate you.
Okay, is there any discussion?
So typically when things like this happen, you know, I know I see state and county and city there. So, without being a subject matter expert or knowing what's going on with that, I don't know what type of message we're going to send out to people attending the fair and what type of message we're going to send out to other organizations with regards to actually hiring a security company. That's just my opinion on this. In other words, are you telling me that maybe it's not safe to come to the fair? That's kind of where I'm at.
Does the Carnival Company require 24-hour security or just while people are there?
I think it's just a.
Well, they,
Yeah.
on the midway while it's open, they want security there. I mean, if you go to Bridge Day, you have security there.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you go to a concert, you have security there. I think it's just, it's not that we expect anything to happen, but you
Right.
know, you have to,
It's a
And I mean, it
it's a
won't
new
be
day in
just
America.
for dangerous, I mean, it can be checking kids for alcohol.
oh yeah, all that.
So yeah, somebody get overheated.
I think it's
that's
more of
middle
a
of summer.
presence than.
Yeah, not like we're gonna have armed,
Would
it's not like that.
Do you think the board would be opposed if we added to our deputies' overtime budget? And that's just their shift that day is to be at the fair all day long?
But we're here for.
Multiple, not just
Yeah.
one, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be, I mean, I'm not on the board, I'm just on the budget committee, but
Sure,
we could
sure.
definitely,
So what, if they're asking for two, if we have and the city have? We give one, they give one?
I mean, yeah, I mean, potentially, I mean, the quote from Kramer, how many people did it call for?
that was 10 people, I
Okay,
believe it was 10. Because they wanted like Friday and Saturday night, because we
big,
have the
the
bigger
big
bands
bands.
and that type of thing going on, and there'll be more people there. They, of course, needed a couple more,
and remind me, this is a Wednesday through Saturday fair.
Correct.
So you got 4 days.
correct?
We'll have a huge crowd with Davis Brothers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the Chris
Chase-
Likens.
Chase
Chase Likens.
Well, and what I've heard is bingo brings in a lot of people.
Yes, it does.
And so we're really, and the price of admission is minimal compared to what it's been in the past.
Right, because if you want to ride rides, you're automatically $35 or more.
Yeah. So, you
yes.
know, it's just,
We're hoping to be as big as Braxton since everybody likes it because you have the one fee to get in, you know.
You do your
so
thing, right.
What do they
we're
do
hoping
for security? Do anybody check it
I
out?
have no, I haven't been there.
I've seen officers there before, but I've been there for years, so I'm not sure.
It was just brought up in discussion and we felt like we needed to do something, just, you know.
kind of more of a deterrent at the gate, you know.
I'm good with it, but only thing is what Gary brought up. If we had some deputies that wanted to work some overtime, maybe we
Sure.
could pull some back. So maybe we could say, we could make a motion to do this up to this dollar figure. And then if they didn't use as many people, we want to throw some deputies in and make extra.
Well, it may be a priority on deputies if we can get them to commit.
Right.
Because it does state 2 police officers in the midway in that contract, so we would for sure, because, the security company are not police officers.
Right.
You're gonna have police officers out on the highway. Directing traffic in. Oh, Davison Brothers will have a traffic jam.
Yeah, so that'll be definitely something Michelle needs to talk to the city council.
Yeah.
She's
Sure.
speaking with them, I believe the meeting's Monday.
They usually meet on Monday, so
Yeah, and she's on the agenda, Michelle is.
yeah. How about a motion? We amend the overtime budget of the deputies $5,400. If we cannot get enough sufficient coverage, then we can go with the Kramer Security. Is that kind of what you were looking towards, or?
Well, I was just thinking if.
Or maybe we-
If we go ahead and okay this amount, in case the deputies don't want to do it, then we'll be paying this to Kramer Security. But in case some of the deputies want to do it, instead of them having 10, maybe 5. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that, I think the first thing we should do is allow the deputies the choice.
Once you make the motion, approve up to $5,400 for security with the preference being deputy sheriffs. Then if they don't do it, fall back to Kramer.
Okay. That motion is on the floor. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against, the motion is carried.
Good enough.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Done there, Jim.
Anita, always a pleasure.
Well, Greg, you take care.
You too.
There you go. There you go. Okay, up next we have the commission discussion regarding airport management. And of course, for the public's benefit, basically what it is we've had management covered by our partnership with Jaeger. However, the costs have been growing. Not in an unreasonable manner, but enough of a reason to potentially reconsider here this morning our structure of how we run the airport, find it more self-sustaining, and also potentially bring in some more partners. What I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong, is it's a request for the commission to hire an airport manager and to pay the, I want to call it assistant manager or employee of the airport to take that away from Jaeger. Because basically we're paying this already in a sense to Jaeger. It's just we're just going to pay it ourselves direct under this request. My only stipulation I would like to request be considered is this be on a one-year basis only, and we can revisit this next year, but with a strict prerogative that the airport authority has to present a legitimate budget. They need to make good efforts and bring results in regionalization of this airport, and continue making it more self-sustainable and not relying on the expensive cost of partnering with Jaeger to the degree that we have. But otherwise, I'm willing to consider the request here this morning. One-year basis.
So I'm gonna leave that motion, and then I'm gonna have the discussion period. So I'll.
Okay, so make your motion
So move on the airport manager.
for my recommendation.
Yes.
Now, the request of the airport authority is the manager.
Well,
and
I'll
the
amend my motion after the discussion.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So that motion's on the floor, Commissioner Roberts. Now is there any discussion?
Yeah. So one of the things I want to do is our next budget year is make an amendment, and there's a dollar amount, and we're going to agree to that dollar amount, and that's done, and that includes this. So if it's a 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, whatever we're going to put into that, that's a dollar amount, it's a fixed amount. I'd like to have those financials by July 1st, so we can actually see those. I don't think that's unreasonable. And even if it's just a cost
Well,
estimate.
they have got local accounting, so that should be possible.
Even if it's just a cost estimate. I had asked once before what it costs to run an airport for a year, and I was not really given a firm number that I,
Feel comfortable with?
yes. I mean, there's a lot of variables, and I understand that, but you can at least give me an about cost per month. So, but whatever it is that we make, when we actually finalize this motion right now, the thing is that's a one-time fixed amount, and that's it. We talked about that, like having, we have to start setting these hard lines on folks. So whatever that number is, that's
Including
it.
our own selves.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, even with us. So that budget, the budget amendment that we do on July 1st or after July 1st includes this and has their line item. Here's your bank. Here's your money for the year. And we can, I guess, agree on that after, a meeting after that time.
Well, to add to my commentary on it, we're stuck with it. It's our asset. We can't sell it.
Right.
We can let it go, but I mean, this county's poured, and way before us even mostly, this county's poured $15 million in this.
And that's at the point where you decide we're either, we're and the thing I don't want to do, and I know it's how do I phrase this? It's an asset. It's something that I believe can bring a lot of value to the county. So I don't want to pass up on an opportunity like that, but at the same time, at what point do we cut our losses and say, look, we're going to have to move into a totally different structure, a totally different direction, or just totally.
Well, and perhaps it's even too long, but and actually I agree with that. That's why I mentioned the 1 year
Right.
time stamps in here,
Right.
figured out.
So I would just like to see an estimated monthly cost and an estimated monthly revenue currently, and if everything was maxed out, what that is. In other words, if all your hangar spaces were rented and you were selling an adequate amount of fuel, what do you think that would generate?
Right.
So that's going to show us a delta, and then we divide that number
Right.
up, we get our partners in, and go from that.
Well, I guess we're supposed to hear later today, but I guess there is some interest on some fuel sales from the folks down 39. But I want to hear that
Right.
from multiple places. Okay. But it does sound like that is going to.
Now, the amendment, or the adjustment I'd like to make to the amendment, or the proposal is, what date are we looking to hire a manager?
Well, they're saying they need one yesterday.
I understand.
Because of course, facilities are kind of falling behind, mail.
Right, and there's a lot of volunteer work going on.
Management.
Right.
Right. There's board members paying for stuff out of pocket. It's not necessary, but I mean, that's just kind of how they've approached it. What is it? Well, yeah, so really, I mean, should we create this position? You're looking at publication for 2 weeks, so yeah, I mean, you're not even interviewing until the first or second week of June anyways.
Did it run this way?
No, we'll have to run it next week and the following week. So then, yeah, I mean, yeah, they requested that, and I'll be honest with that, I feel comfortable. Because, we got to make our decisions before they make their decisions. Which week? Next week? Okay.
And is the pay going to be based on experience type thing, or is there a salary that we have in mind? Do we know that?
Can we set that after we interview?
Well, you can advertise it, your salary is commensurate with the experience, but I guess the question is, are you want to hire an employee or a contractor? Because if you're hiring an employee, you're going to have to factor in all the matchings. If you hire a contractor, they're
Right.
responsible.
Right. Is there a,
Including workers' comp.
right. I guess I don't really necessarily have a preference.
Probably will cost you the same either way.
Well, that's probably right too.
But you're going to have to advertise it one way or the other, right?
Right.
And they advertise it as a manager or a manager contractor.
Probably the only thing you'll save for the contractor is retirement. And maybe health insurance, if they have something other available to them.
So I would lean towards a county employee because it gives more oversight. As a contractor, you can't really you can set their duties, but not their hours and their, you know.
Well, and to that point, while I have absolute faith, and including Commissioner Chapman, I have absolute faith in our airport authority, I would like the commission to have a good presence and involvement in that.
They would if it was unemployed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it'd be better in that direction. I mean, personally. And it's just because it's, you know, there's 3 of us that are probably more full-time than, you know, a board, most boards, they meet once a month, and
Well,
nothing
yeah,
bad
sure.
on that. I mean, that's by design. And then it's full-time, part-time, what are we looking at hours?
I'm assuming full-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we could, you know, if we wanted to have some events there or something to, you know, stimulate awareness and that type of thing.
No, yeah, I think that part of their job needs to be, SCTV needs to be invited there for what's going on, and
And I
the
think that's-
Chronicle, and you know, actually, a lot of people don't know what's going on up there, to be honest with you.
Because I think it gives us a better foothold on marketing and things like that. Community benefit.
And to clarify, these big payments we've been making to Jaeger has been paying for the same thing.
It's,
So it's just being spent locally.
Left hand or right hand?
Yeah, right, and it's hopefully, you know, maybe even a county system, hopefully we'll have multiple interests.
and for clarity, we're not incurring new debt. That's
Right,
what- that's-
right, yes, right.
That's what you're saying,
Right.
layman's term.
It actually incurred less than.
Right.
Yes.
We're using less than.
Cost saving.
Right, to try and figure this place out, because, you know, there's been a lot of concerns raised about the airport. A number of them are merited, but I mean, again, it's our asset, we can't do anything with it but try and make it work,
Growing pains, trying to make it.
honestly,
yeah.
yes.
So I'll make a motion that we advertise, create a position advertise to hire a full-time airport manager
Yes.
as a county employee,
Okay.
commensurate with experience. As part of that, we are requesting financials by July 1st. That's like enough time. Just a cost estimate, breakdown per month. And that be a 1 year, I guess from date of hire.
I would say maybe instead of saying 1 year, maybe use the term evaluated annually.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Because if you hire
Perpetual, but
somebody,
evaluating.
if you hire somebody and say you're gonna be here 1 year.
Then anything after
you
years
know,
are gone, yeah. No, definitely with a
Okay,
review
yeah.
annually.
Right, right, right. Which we can always cut positions at any time, granted.
Well, if
But,
it's a county employee, they're at will anyway.
right, right, so we have that option, we hopefully don't have to expend it, but, yeah. Now, not to coach along your motion, but
Hey,
they wanted to request the part-time employee as well.
Let's hire a manager and then let the manager hire the part-time person if he's needed.
Okay. Is that okay with you? I mean, your
Yes,
motion?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I was thinking, I was gonna put in words. Like, let's get that part done.
Yeah.
Sure, well, yeah, right. I can't, any other discussion? I can't think of anything else. So that, you have that amended motion from Commissioner Roberts?
About the part-time.
No, it's a full-time manager, evaluated annually, required financials by July 1st, 2023.
Oh,
And to be reviewed annually.
Right, what he said.
Perpetually with an annual review.
okay.
With the strong encouragement of figuring out this regionalization push that we've heard so much about.
Maybe during commissioner comments, we can throw a little bit out about that, just so
Okay,
folks
yeah.
understand that direction.
Well, sure, absolutely.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay. That motion is on the floor. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. Okay.
Can you get any input from Jaeger on helping write that advertising?
Yeah, they'll be here today. Yeah, let's just remember that and we can,
That would be helpful.
yeah, definitely. Because they use the big write-up stuff, but I think they can help us cut it down quite a bit.
They know what you need. I mean, they run airports, so they know what you need.
Absolutely. All right. Now the fun part begins. At my request, I want to discuss our Nicholas County Veterans Memorial Park staff, a potential expansion therein concerning groundskeeping and maintenance for certain properties. Let's see. I believe, yeah. So there's 3 packets here. If you want to take one, pass one. If anything for our consideration here this morning, I frankly just had a lot of difficulty with getting some of the properties maintained. We are growing our real estate footprint of the county. The new post, the old post office, new 911 center, the McClung House, the advanced glass building, and sometimes even the courthouse lawn, frankly, are not being kept to a standard that should be done within city limits, because that's what the city requires of citizens in this city. And also, I do not believe a good representation on the county itself, maintaining our facilities. You know, this has been a problem for my entire tenure. And so really, I think it's just kind of come to a head to where at least we begin discussions and or act on, regrouping, reorganizing, something of the sort, how we take care of these facilities, just the exterior, basically just the groundskeeping of the outside of the buildings. I talked with Ms. Stover, the manager of the Parks and Recreation for us. And it sounds like that we can take on the courthouse lawn, the McClung House, and post office, as we already have with Indian Rocks, with 2 more staff. There's a certain greater level of accountability. Of course, as you can see as you're leafing through there, he requires a little bit more equipment. Not all of this, by the way. These are just multiple options and multiple bids. But to just really look at what do we need to do to make sure this is all adequately covered, and one less thing for us to have to worry about and continually work on. I mean, it's just weekly. It gets behind even. And so at the back of the packet, what I had Manager Stover do is what you're looking at is the cost of employees, definitely the upper salary, not the lower salary. And basically we're looking to see, I mean, is this something we want to consider subsidizing the Parks and Rec Commission for these 2 more employees and some of this equipment, not all of it, to maintain our facilities better, with a strict prerogative of DRC still assisting, but doing some more of the manual labor, and not necessarily the more accountable main work.
But you're talking about employees year-round?
Seasonal.
Okay.
For this first year to try it out, seasonal.
But she's got a list of 52 weeks, so seasonal.
Well, okay, yes, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Which, well, I mean, well, the winter months would be a little bit slow. So I guess it could be either, or we could have this reworked seasonal or year-round.
And then my next question is, are you looking at these 2 people just to be mowing people?
Mowing, weed eating, just typical all grounds work.
Just kind of fall in line, but
Yeah.
then
Because I
Be
noticed
under
a
purview.
lot of things need a little extra work right now. But after that, it'll be typically mowing, weed eating.
So my question is should we put out to take bids for contractors just to do the mowing and keep that up, and we're not buying equipment, we're not paying workers' comp, we're not, do you see what I'm saying? Should we attempt that to go along with this and see where we're better off?
I mean, I see no problem with that.
Because you get a mowing company come in and they come in with 4 zero turns, they're gonna mow that park in, a day. So, that's what, you're the expert here.
I would definitely on the smaller lots, I wasn't thinking about that at all. On the smaller lots, I definitely would. Courthouse lawn, it's not gonna be, they're not gonna charge much to do something like this. You could be in and out really fast.
Yeah.
The smaller ones, the park actually would be a little bit of a challenge.
Well, maybe we don't even put that out for that, but these other facilities we do, you know.
Those at a minimum.
Yeah.
And this, so what would be the total employees is what I'm looking at here,
If we could get 2 more, we'd have a total of 4,
right?
which would not only work these areas, it would help with the park and an Indian property.
So, and if you're just doing lawn care, and I mean, just to put things in perspective, and it's not a badge of honor, I cut 108 yards, I cut 108 cuts a month by myself. That's every month. So if you put that in perspective and you're hiring 4 people, that's a lot of just grass cutting, but I know 1 or 2 of those are gonna be over on the maintenance side doing repairs and stuff as well.
Right.
So you're probably looking at, like, and I'm going back to what Craig was saying, 2 full-time people, right?
Yeah, which,
Focus, with the primary focus on lawn care and
But
that
if
type
you
of
took,
things.
if we hired a mowing company or whatever, then that would relieve all of her maintenance people of that job, and that would free them up to do. That's my thoughts,
And if we take that route, definitely I would set expectations because, like me, whether I come in at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the evening, they might be in there mowing when ball games are going on and stuff like that. I mean, I'm gonna come in when I can make it there. So, there are a few factors outside of that.
Well,
I definitely
a
understand
certain
you're not
level of
doing-
quality control, and see, I don't really know how you would do that, but
Well,
definitely,
Get what you pay for.
a certain level of quality control for sure.
So definitely, I think that would be a viable.
Because otherwise, we're just where we're at now, I mean,
A
yeah.
viable approach on the smaller lots. I think you get somebody in and knock those down pretty quick and pretty fast and they can stay on them and do a good job.
Yeah.
Let them, I don't know if you can advertise a business or something, throw a little lawn sign out there and, if you got your lawn sign out there, you want it to look nice.
I don't think we can on county property.
That's what I'm thinking, but
Yeah.
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 I mean, definitely. And then on the actual park itself, I think one of the things that we're running into is we had counted on probably a lot more participation and maybe from lack of understanding, ignorance, or just prior experience from the DRC, with helping weed eating, trimming and stuff like that.
Well, maybe what, because I've thrown all that in, I do agree with a lot
So
of
first off,
y'all's
anything with a
ideas.
white head, you don't want to.
Well, yeah, right.
Anything with a white head, you don't want.
Right.
just an example,
Yep.
ones we have.
Yep.
the
Orange heads. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah, I've got 6
So maybe
years on
we
one of
even
those.
just think about this.
Well, I would
And,
just make a job description for each property you want done, and then put it out for advertising for bids, and then we see what it looks like.
You can always
Well,
reject the
yeah.
bids.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah, so, I mean, that'll get things started.
Yeah, well, yeah, and do we have to advertise that for 2 weeks?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like any other service you would have. I mean, as far as advertising, there's nothing stopping from wearing T-shirts that has the name of the company on the back.
Right.
And have their equipment.
Just not leaving a sign in the yard when they leave or something.
But it gives you a comparison.
Yes.
False comparison.
Can I request you to help me, I don't care to do it, but help me come up with the lists on the property?
Job description.
Now, ultimately, if it was mine, I would have another mower at that park. Really, you got 1 zero turn, right?
yes, you
Yes.
definitely need another.
Even if it's a lower end something.
But I think she even quoted us a smaller one, which might be a little
Yes,
more.
that's what I was
admin.
looking at through here.
So yeah, definitely keep your packets, but
Yes.
if we can get a lot of this contracted
Is there
out,
2 guys on
there is a cost savings.
All of them are locally serviced,
Right.
so when they happen, it's,
No, yes, and all these quotes that I had Sally request, other than the one push mower from Lowe's, is all local.
Yep.
We made sure of that as much as we could.
That would definitely help, because if your mower goes down and you're down for a week or 2, you're done.
you're bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got grass that high, and it looks nasty.
Well, instead of a $16,000 unit,
And the
she quoted us
commissioners are out there
$7,000.
Right.
Yeah, right. Turn on baseball lights. But yeah, so that's, that was definitely smart. But yeah, let me, we make a motion on that, to advertise those, yeah. So if we have a motion to create the job descriptions per property and advertise those.
And you might, and through this whole thing, you might find out you want to do the park in-house, but you might want to do a couple other places. It might be cheaper.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, yeah,
Without-
then let's just, right now, let's even just leave it all county properties and then we can reevaluate before we advertise them.
So moved.
Okay. Motion made with Commissioner Chapman. All those, any discussion, any further discussion? Do you have a question?
Creating a job description for what?
each
Oh.
county property.
Each county property,
Well,
okay,
yeah, like what we would expect to be done with them.
for mowing.
For, yes. What is it?
Somebody can trim those hedges.
Yes, I'm about to go do it myself, so John will be happy. That motion's on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. That being said, we are up to our commissioners' comments period. I don't think I have anything. Do you all have anything that you might like to discuss here this morning?
Yeah, real generically, and I meant that very generically. So one of the things we're looking at with the airport is a cost-cutting initiative. Just like anything else, we're preaching that, monies are limited, funds are limited, and that's a way we can cut costs. I mean, literally. Same with this. I mean, you guys just seen it happen live. We're looking at anything we can to cut costs down, but yet still be effective, in our approach to the county governing approach. I think I said the word approach twice. That's all I want to say about that, just so folks understand. All these discussions and long, discussion points are just to cut costs down. That's all I have.
I just kind of have to laugh because, here I thought we were going to have to do all this, and this. And as soon as you said, get bids, I was like,
Same.
oh my gosh. So if anything, you can see, we really don't meet on this stuff outside the meetings.
Right.
You just see, you're seeing democracy in action right here. But, no, I think
This man
that's good.
approach.
I think, well, no, yeah, we have to be realistic to all directions and
Yes.
see what's best.
Explore all opportunities.
I do need about a 5-minute executive session to discuss a potential legal issue.
Okay. That being said, do I hear a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4 concerning a potential legal issue of the commission? It is 10:03 a.m.
Motion.
Motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. And if everyone outside of the three commissioners and legal counsel would please leave the room. Do we have a motion to exit executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4? This was an executive session of the three county commissioners and legal counsel. No decisions were made during that time, and it is now 10:27 a.m.
Motion.
Motion's on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. That being said, there should not be anything else on the agenda unless there are any further commissioner comments. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn this regularly scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Commission, which today is Wednesday, May 17, 2023, and it is 10:28 a.m.
Motion.
Motion's on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, the motion does carry, and we do stand adjourned.